Hi guys, welcome back. You're watching my channel, Boomy Reactions. Now today, guys, we've got another foodie video. So I'm going to be checking out a video on Arby's. So I'm still I know about Arby's, I guess, from hearing it mentioned on like watching American TV growing up. Never really thought twice. I just assumed it would just be like, you know, something similar to McDonald's, like a fast food chain. No, but apparently no, it's pretty darn good. So I'm going to have a look at what it's all about. So I've heard it mentioned in a few videos where I think it was the video that was ranking each state's most beloved fast food chain. So I think that's the only time I've seen it. I don't think I've seen the Jolly Boys. Have they tried? They must have tried Arby's, but I don't think I've seen it if they have. So I'm going in kind of blind. I don't really know what to expect. Like what is their menu like? What do they do? So when I think of fast food chains, I naturally just think of like burgers, something similar to Burger King or McDonald's. So how is it different? Is it different? Is it just like absolutely amazing? Is it more of like a kind of Chick-fil-A type thing? Or I don't know what to expect really. So this video has been requested by one of my wonderful patrons. This is from David. Thank you very much, David. So David just says, it's time for Arby's. This video is called How Arby's Has Endured Through the Years. Oh, right. So how old is Arby's? Was it, let's see if we get a picture of it here. Oh, black and white photo. So it's been around for a while, right? Okay. Well, let's check it out, guys. And if you're enjoying these reactions, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, my lovelies. If you're interested, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. That link is over here. And if you would like to help support my channel any further, I have a Patreon account. And if you want to check that out at all, that link is in the description below.
Way back in 1964, Ohio's Raffle Brothers saw the oversaturation of hamburger joints and decided to start a different kind of venture. They called it Arby's, a name derived from their initials, RB, and set out to serve roast beef sandwiches from sea to shining sea.
That's what Arby's means. I thought it was going to be like a shortened version of like a, I don't know what surname starts with Arby's, Arbitros, Arbanet. I don't know. Okay, so it is roast beef, Arby's. That's the RV, right? Okay, get it.
But how could any franchise survive years of being the punchline of the fast food world?
Oh, we ate it! People will eat anything!
Today, we're sinking our teeth into the history of Arby's. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel and let us know in the comments below what other fast food chains you would like to hear about. Okay, in this video, we have the meats.
Arby's is pretty cool.
Well, I like roast beef.
Forrest Fuzzy Raffle and his younger brother Leroy each served in America's armed forces during World War II. Fuzzy went into the Air Force, while Leroy went into the Naval Reserve. After the war ended, Fuzzy headed to Cornell, where he received a degree in hotel and restaurant administration. Meanwhile, Leroy went to the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Finance. The two of them reconnected, and in the 1950s, they created Raffle Brothers, Inc., which quickly grew to become one of the leading restaurant consulting firms in the country. The Raffle Brothers came to know the ins and outs of the restaurant industry, paying particular attention to Ray Kroc's exponential expansion of the McDonald's franchise.
They're quite the unstoppable force, aren't they? What a pair.
As other emerging fast food franchises tried to copy Kroc's success, including that ruthless despot, the Burger King, the Raffle Brothers became confident that they could start a successful fast food chain of their own.
Yeah, but Burger King can't be beaten for its memes. It's trolling of McDonald's. You got to give them, you know, points for effort there.
Instead of placing burgers at the forefront of their new franchise, the Raffle Brothers thought they could stand out from the crowd by offering what they believed to be a more upscale menu item, the roast beef sandwich. Thus, in July of 1964, the first ever Arby's opened its doors in the ever-wonderful Boardman, Ohio, exclusively selling roast beef sandwiches, potato chips, and soda. According to some sources, the brothers had initially wanted to call the franchise Big Tex, but an Akron restaurant already had that name. There's nothing more American than two restaurants in Ohio fighting over which one is more Texan. At the time when you could grab yourself a McDonald's burger for just 15 cents, the Arby's roast beef sandwich cost a whopping 69 cents, over 4 times as much as its primary competitor.
So it wanted to establish itself as an upmarket establishment, an upmarket fast food chain. I can see it. Now, there's nothing there I don't like. So they saved it with potato chips initially. Again, I'm a chipsaholic, a self-confessed crisps, as we call them, crisp addict. I have a problem. Yes, I do. So Arby's might have been my my chain of choice, especially if it gave you chips with your meal instead of oh gosh, now I'm confusing myself. We call them crisps. Chips instead of fries. But I would say crisp instead of chips. Just confusing the whole thing now. Anyway, yep. Yeah, I'd be there. A roast beef sandwich. That sounds absolutely delicious.
Still, the Raffle brothers were confident that customers would shell out more for their prestigious lunch menu item. They were right. The first Arby's was such a hit, just 1 year later, a second location opened up in Akron, featuring the company's first ever cowboy hat sign, so that there might never again be any doubt who is more Texan. Over the 4 years that followed, the Raffle brothers managed to grow their two-location business into a nation-spanning empire, creating 300 more locations in about 40 different states. The Raffle brothers and their conspicuously capped franchise were on top of the world. But as the swinging 60s disappeared in the country's collective rearview, the pair realized they'd piled on more debt than a hard-luck cowboy at a blackjack table. They'd taken on one too many bank loans and were running out of money fast. The brothers tried to course-correct by transforming Arby's into a publicly traded company, but SEC changes delayed their public offering. Caught without a paddle, they were forced to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in late 1970. It took half a year for the Raffle brothers to regain control of their company, and it took several years longer for them to emerge from bankruptcy with a profitable company. Even then, it seems they didn't learn from past mistakes. The lure of the giant cowboy hat was just too great.
So much for the finance degree. How did that happen? I was not expecting that to be the fate of the Arby's brothers. Okay. Oh, yeah. Is there more to it? Is there more of a reason behind there? No.
Again, rapidly expanded Arby's, this time reaching a monstrous 500 locations before once more finding themselves in need of cash. Rather than relying on another public offering, the brothers sold their company to the RC Cola Company outright for $18 million, almost $100 million in today's money.
What's RC Cola? What is that? There's only one Coca-Cola I know. No, that's not true. Obviously, there's Pepsi. Yeah, what's RC Cola?
RC Cola is another brand that understands the value of being a customer's third choice. While the pair stuck with the company for a few more years and helped to grow it by another 300 locations, both decided in 1979 that it was time to part ways with their big-hatted creation and retire as 50-year-old multimillionaires.
Yeah, good choice.
In 1967, 3 years after the first ever Arby's opened its doors, a copycat brand tried to steal their deli sliced thunder. Like Arby's, Jack's Roast Beef was founded in Ohio and quickly grew to have several hundred locations by the early 1980s. During that time, the chain changed hands and names multiple times. It was renamed to Rick's Roast Beef, back to Jack's Roast Beef, and eventually to Rack's Roast Beef, which it remains to this day.
Guys, I don't know how controversial this question's going to be, but who does it better? Arby's or Rack's? Did they say, is it Rack's now? It's not Jack's, is it Rack's?
By the mid-1980s, Rack's and Arby's were certified competitors. At one point, both franchises had hundreds of locations, and each specialized in roast beef sandwiches. But there's nothing like a little competition to spark innovation. As each company attempted to outmaneuver the other, each slowly began to increase its product line. Over the course of the 70s and 80s, this competition saw Arby's introduce their famed curly fries, originally called Curly Q fries, their chicken sandwiches and Arby's sauce, and their ever-luxurious Jamocha shakes. Meanwhile, Rack's opened up a bunch of salad bars and started selling baked potatoes.
Okay, fair, good. That sounds like a decent decision. What are the Q fries? Why are they called Q fries? And what was the other one they had there? Oh, I forgot. I've missed it. What? So many things that I haven't seen before. Oh, the Jamocha shakes. Is that right? What's a Jamocha shake? Mocha, like, is it like what? Coffee, chocolate? I have no idea, but they sound delicious. Oh my gosh. And the chicken sandwiches. What's the Arby's sauce like? What is it? Is it like a barbecue-based sauce or
Everybody loves a good baked potato. But next to curly fries, that's like getting socks for Christmas. Needless to say, Arby's was already well on its way to dominating Rax. And though Rax managed to have over 500 locations during its peak, the company soon began to falter as it tried to set itself apart from its more successful arch nemesis. Rax quickly lost its identity as a roast beef restaurant and began selling everything from pizza to pasta to tacos to desserts. They may have offered payday loans at one point. It soon found itself struggling to keep its customer base. By the start of the 90s, Rax was in sharp decline. Not even 1992's introduction of Mr. Delicious, a Hail Mary of a TV mascot designed to charm customers with some dry humor, could
Mr. Delicious. He looks like Jimmy Neutron's dad.
save Rax roast beef from bankruptcy. They went broke by the end of that year, and they slowly bled most of their restaurants over the decade that followed. Today, fewer than 10 Rax roast beef locations still stand.
10?
And if you pull up to the drive-thru wearing a cowboy hat, they turn off all the lights and lock the doors. Arby's may have emerged victorious against its closest competitor, but that doesn't mean the company hasn't experienced its share of hardships. In the immediate aftermath of the Raffle brothers' departure, Arby's floundered for about half a decade. Apparently, RC Cola didn't know how to manage the brand, and they tried turning it into more of a conventional fast food joint for a while, even going as far as to introduce burgers to the menu.
Now, weren't the original brothers, you know, didn't they want to avoid this? They wanted to set themselves up as something a little bit more tasteful than your average kind of fast food chain, you know, a little bit more, slightly more expensive because people are prepared to pay for quality.
How do you thin slice a burger? But everything changed in 1984. That year, Victor Posner, then head of the DWG Corporation, bought up RC Cola in a hostile takeover, like a food and beverage Gordon Gekko, and appointed Ralston Purina's Leonard Roberts to the position of Arby's chief executive. Roberts' first move was to take Arby's back to its roots. This meant tossing the burgers to the curb and amping up the brand's lineup of roast beef, chicken, and deli sandwiches.
Well, if you know, you're doing the roast beef sandwiches, your customers are coming to you as opposed to their competitors because they don't want another burger. They want what you're offering. They want the roast beef sandwiches. So it seems crazy that they would start offering burgers.
Roberts then began upping the brand's quality standards, a move that grew Arby's to a whopping 2,100 restaurants by the end of the 80s. But even as Arby's became the most successful it had ever been, trouble was brewing behind the scenes. Roberts felt that Posner was mismanaging the company's finances. Many accused Posner of taking the profits from Arby's and, rather than using them to grow the company further, putting them towards his own personal holdings portfolio. You know, like a food and beverage Gordon Gekko. Eventually, Roberts got fed up with Posner and attempted to lead a franchise buyout of the company. But Posner rejected the offer and fired Roberts for his involvement in the effort. The Arby's brand went back into immediate decline. Posner became entangled in a series of lawsuits related to his, let's say, business practices.
I want to see that. Oh, there we go. Posner under siege on forefront. Oh, okay, that doesn't really give much away. Judge suspends Posner as DWG. Oh, no, but he's not telling us what he's done. Oh, I want to know.
Entangled in a series of lawsuits related to his, let's say, business practices, which led to a judge banning both him and his son from involvement with publicly traded companies in 1993. Posner's entire financial empire quickly collapsed.
Oh my gosh, now I have to know. What did he do that was so bad? Was he like laundering money or embezzling, or what happened?
And he died just 1 year later, leaving DWG Corporation's successor company, Triarch Companies, Inc., to buy out RC Cola and its subsidiaries in 1994. It's unclear who retained custody of the big hat sign. Arby's went all in on a 1996 rebrand, sinking $100 million into an attempt to transform various locations into roast towns. Picture a Boston market centered around roast beef instead of rotisserie chicken. Having trouble? Yeah, nobody else wanted to picture it either. And the idea went pork belly up. The brand headed into the aughts on uneven footing. And by 2010, Arby's was struggling to turn a profit. Triarch, by then known as the Wendy's Arby's Group, attempted to turn the brand around once again by adding a dollar menu and renovating its aging restaurants. Unfortunately, a dollar menu isn't as attractive at a deli. Nobody gets excited about savoring budget meat. And by 2011, Arby's had been sold once again, this time to Rourke Capital Group, Under the new ownership, a whole new side of Arby's emerged.
This has changed hands just, wow, like a lot. Is it like the fast food chain that's had the most handovers from one company to another, maybe?
The company's strategy changed as they attempted to shake off its aging image and to bring in ever-elusive millennials. They slowly introduced a never-ending rotation of new menu items and limited-time offers, and they took a more comedic approach to their marketing. Although, sadly, this did not lead to a Mr. Delicious comeback. Sorry, big guy. Some of Arby's hip new decisions included updating their slogan from the stuffy-sounding
Arby's, slicing up freshness,
to the cheekier
we have the meats,
and hiring Pulp Fiction and Mission Impossible actor Ving Rhames to voice many of their commercials. In 2014, Arby's tweeted about the hat that Pharrell Williams wore to the Grammys, joking that Williams had been influenced by their logo. Strangely, Dudley Do-Right didn't join in. When Pharrell later listed the hat on eBay to raise money for charity, Arby's doubled down on their joke and became the hat's highest bidder, walking away with it for just over $40,000. It's a small price to pay for meme history. It was around this time that Jon Stewart, the then host of The Daily Show, regularly and repeatedly took shots at Arby's over the quality of their products. The restaurant was also the frequent target of random potshots on the animated sitcom Family Guy. When Stewart retired from The Daily Show in 2015, Arby's, always a good sport, encouraged him to apply at any one of their restaurants. They also created an ad showcasing Stewart's frequent jabs at their company, all the while thanking him for his friendship. Surprisingly, all this humorously negative attention actually paid off. Prior to the marketing change, only about 38% of Arby's customers were millennials. After Arby's hip rebrand, that number grew to 54%. The house the Raffle brothers built was finally on the upswing for good. In 2018, still under the broader ownership of Rourke Capital Group, Arby's restaurant group bought Buffalo Wild Wings and was renamed to Inspire Brands, a holding company that has since gone on to buy Sonic Drive-In, Dunkin' Brands, and Jimmy John's. Today, Arby's rakes in nearly $4 billion a year. They have well over 3,000 locations in the U.S., with additional locations in half a dozen other countries. But as the old saying goes, you haven't really made it until you have your own line of booze. And in 2021,
really?
Arby's introduced both Curly Fry and Crinkle Fry vodka to the world. Each liquor is French fry flavored and meant to be paired with their signature Bloody Mary recipe.
No. Oh, I've got to ask. Has anyone tried it? What's it like? Is it just vodka or is it Curly Fry flavored vodka? I mean, I'm biased because I'm not that much of a drinker anyway. But I mean, maybe the Bloody Mary isn't too out there. Is that a saying? You haven't made it at all unless your name is on a bottle of alcohol. Unless you have your own brand. Is that a saying?
Now you can finally recreate the experience of being day drunk at an Arby's, the brand that has truly come full circle. So what do you think? What's your go-to Arby's menu item? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, check out some of these other weird history food videos.
So in the UK, eating in food places and daytime drinking isn't that unusual. Pubs. And a lot of pubs serve food. So, yeah, it's not that weird for us. That sounds, I think, the vodka sounds nasty. Let me know that. I'm just interested. I am. How's it taste? No alcohol actually tastes okay for me. So I don't even know why I'm asking. Okay, so has Arby's made a comeback? Has it officially made a comeback? I've not watched enough Family Guy to spot the packaging or anything around. It sounds like a okay chain. How does it compare? I need your help, guys, because it's going to be a while before I can actually get around to trying an Arby's. I don't think there's any in the UK. No, is it just kind of only in America? I'd give it a go. I'd try it. I love curly fries. Why are they called Q fries? Are they still called Q fries? What's the menu like now? So many questions. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching along with me. And thank you, David, for requesting this video. It's always interesting to see like American fast food chains. We don't have that many fast food chains in the UK. Most of them have made their way across the pond. So most of them are American anyway. But it's always interesting. I want to check out a Wendy's, because they do have Wendy's in multiple locations. And they do have some in the UK. I'll have to find one, the nearest one, and try it. But as for Arby's, I don't think they have one in the UK yet, but it doesn't sound like there's nothing on the menu that I'd like. You know, roast beef sandwich? Yes, please, I'm there. Anyway, thank you for watching along with me, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.